Council meeting on November 12, 2012 to order at 7 p.m. Everyone please rise for the pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call roll, please. Stewart.
Here.
Clark.
Here.
Conan.
Here.
Bullock.
Here.
Ballard.
Here.
Cooper. Here. Audie.
Here.
Okay, everyone has the agenda in front of them. Are there any additions, deletions, or is there a motion at this time?
Madam President, I'll move that the agenda be accepted as presented.
Motion by Mr. Ballard. Is there a second?
Support.
Support by Mr. Wallach. Was it you, Mr. Wallach? Or you,
yes.
Mr. Clark? Okay. Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion carried. Any citizen comment on non-agenda items? Any citizen comment? Hearing none. We have no presentations tonight. Administrative reports. We have a building department report. Are there any commissioner liaison reports at this time?
Madam President, I have commissioner report.
Okay.
Real quickly, I won't go into too much painful detail. Where did it go? I received a response. We received a response from the DEQ related to the S2 grant. I believe there was 12 or 13 items in there, but the majority of them dealt with the, we worded the S2 grant a lot with I&I, and the S2 grant needs to be more structural. So what we have a phone conversation on Friday with the DEQ, both in Lansing and in the Warren office, and basically we're going to change it more and gear it towards the structural rehabilitation of the pipes. The sewer plant itself is still fine. Scott is working on a new map that's going to break up the village into districts or zones and try to kind of reword how we want to approach it. What they want to try to do is correct me if I'm wrong, they want to spend the most money to get 80% of the results versus spending all of it to get 20% of the results. Do you know what I mean? They want to get the best bang for the buck. So while we might have some pipes that are old, we want to get what's causing the biggest problem first. So we're going to redo it, and Scott's working on it this week. And of course there'll be a response to the DEQ, and we'll see what happens from there.
Is there a deadline that this has to be in by?
No, there's just the next funding deadline. Probably have to be approved by the end of December, so we're still on track for the January track. Otherwise, then it would go to the next quarter.
Okay.
There's about, I think about $11–12 million left.
Okay.
There's still a lot of money left in the S2 grant fund to fund these projects, and Lansing's even talking about getting more money available for these types of projects.
Okay.
So I don't think we'll run out, but
it increases the allocation for each municipality or qualifying entity from $1 million to $2 million. And then there's I think there's other scope items that they're going to allow within that. It's still in the, I think, the House of Representatives right now. But
do we know how many people are on a list for this? I mean, how many communities are asking for or are part of this, or no?
Well, a good assumption would be about maybe half the money's been kind of, where there's some kind of submittal that's in right now, but nothing's been approved. But there's still plenty, based on information that we've received just recently, there's still a sufficient amount of money in that S2.
and again, this is just for the S2 grant money.
Right.
Once you complete the S2 grant, then if you have qualifying projects, you would submit for an SRF loan or go to the USDA for a loan, rural development, I'm sorry if I had the wrong initials, or get some other form of a loan. But this is supposed to kind of help process an SRF loan.
Okay.
Any other questions? Thank you for the update. Any other commissioner liaison reports? Hearing none, we'll move to the consent agenda. We have the approval of the regular council meeting minutes of 10/22/12, the payment of bills, and the approval of our special council meeting minutes of 10/26/12. I do believe we're going to be pulling the 10/22/12. Is that correct, Mr. Stewart?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay, we're going to move that to 3, letter I. So under consent, we have payment of bills and the special council meeting minutes. Are there any more additions, deletions, or is there a motion at this time?
Special minutes or the regular?
No, the regular.
Okay,
The regular ones we're moving
right.
to 3I. What's left on the consent are the payment of bills and the
Okay.
special council meeting minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve as amended.
Motion by Mr. Sturt, is there a second?
Support.
Support by Mr. Clark. Any other comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay.
I'm staying for the reason of the special meeting, which I was not at the 26th.
I'll also abstain.
You know what, Madam President, I wasn't at that meeting either.
Okay, you can abstain.
Can I make the motion though to approve the consent agenda?
Yes, so you can
Okay.
just abstain from that one item.
Then I'm abstaining also.
You're just abstaining from
From
the
the
special
special.
minutes, not the.
Special
yeah,
minutes,
you
yes.
allow-
Same with me.
Yep.
Perfect. Moving on to old business. It is the CDBG Downtown Sidewalk Project in the DDA District. Are there any public comments? Any public comments? Hearing none, Street Commissioner Ballard or Clerk Polis?
Oh, no, I'm letting Street Commissioner
Okay.
do this.
Want me to do this? Or
You have the report in front of you, so if you.
Yeah, but I'd rather hear you.
Yeah, no.
Okay, the DDA sidewalk removal and replacement construction is substantially completed. The engineers have issued a punch list of items to remedy, and the contractor is working to have the pay application complete for our next meeting. And so it looks pretty good. So it looks like we're pretty much on track. We had a couple small complaints, so those were taken care of by our contractor and by our engineers, so I think it was a good project. I do also have some other things that I'd like to talk about. The Spencer Street budget, the last pay applicant.
We have that on our regular.
Yeah, it's
agenda.
coming up, okay, so we're gonna pay that tonight. 2015 bridge grant, the Prospect Street Bridge has been approved through step 2 of the funding process, and the village will be receiving a letter from MDOT with further instructions in December. 2014 through 2017 call for projects. The Transportation Improvement Program funding, Macomb County Department of Roads has issued a request for communities to start the process submitting 2014 through 2017 federal funds for road project, and the village engineer and the street commissioner to review the future road projects, estimated cost and availability of matching funds for such projects. Also, MDOT, Transportation Enhancement Programs, the engineer and street commissioner should review future complete street projects and availability of matching funds for those projects. And so that's my report.
I
Well,
have a copy of that.
I have one question.
Sure.
On your punch list, do you have the sprinkler system that's been torn
Yes.
up along the Dollar Store? Okay,
Yep, I
just
saw
wanna
it
make
right
sure.
here.
I was walking the other day, kind of looking at everything.
Yeah,
and I
there
was
is
there.
one there.
Okay, good.
I think, what I thought, let me look.
Yeah, it's on it.
Yes, it's on there, okay, good.
Okay.
Lyle,
Yes,
hadn't we already applied for grant money for 2014 for East Main? Okay, this was
this is more grants coming up.
Okay, this is something different.
It's a little misleading.
Yeah,
It says 2014 because
That's
we've already
what it
programmed
starts.
the money for
Yeah.
it.
But we
I don't know why
are
they said that.
supposedly in on the,
Yes.
for East Main.
It's still,
Is that East Main?
East
Yeah.
Main is still on the project, yes.
It's for projects mostly the 2015 to 2017. Anything. The only thing that comes to mind would be, what, West Main?
West Main.
That'd be the only.
That's all part of that report.
But East Main is 2014.
2014, yes.
Yeah. We're gonna do is, you get it there, and then it's 2014 and forward.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's slated for $900,000, and our part would be $180,000. Okay, any other questions for Mr. Ballard? Okay, good job, thank you guys. Under new business, special event approval for the Armada Lions Club Holidays and Lighted Parade. Are there any public comments? Any public comments? I'm gonna keep going back to you on all these.
Well, we're gonna just whip through them. As was mentioned at our last meeting, the Lions Club was submitting their dates. So what we have mostly for tonight is through December and into the first thing, I believe, in
White cane.
2013, which is their white cane sales. So we're gonna have several from the Armada Lions. We have one later on from St. Mary's, but so everything has been looked over. You guys had an update on your application, the first sheet for this one. But the chief has reviewed, Ed has reviewed, I've reviewed, I mean, they have. And I've just given you just copies of the applications for all of them and the maps. Everything else I have on file. I just didn't want to waste that much paper because they come with a lot of stuff, so.
Is there anything that we need to know about that's out of the ordinary?
Nope, it's December 1st, though.
Madam President, I resolve to approve the application for the Armada Lions Club for a special event permit on December 1st, 2012 for the annual Holidays Lighted Parade.
Motion by Mr. Ballard, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Conan, any other discussion?
It's holidays and lighted parade.
Holidays
Yes.
and Lighted Parade,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Because it's two different things. Okay.
Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion carried. Special event approval for the Armada Lions Club Goodfellow Paper Four Corner Fundraiser. Any public comments? Any public comments? Hearing none. Michelle?
Again, another Lions event. They're going to be out there the weekend of December 14th through the 16th. I believe that's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I
Yes,
don't know
it
for
is.
sure. Four Corners, just the main street, Four Corners. And it's for their annual Goodfellow papers.
Madam President, I resolve to approve the application for the Armada Lions Club for a special event permit on December 14, 15, 16, 2012 for a four-corner fundraiser.
Motion by Mr. Ballard, is there a second?
Support.
Support by Mr. Wallach. Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion carried. Next agenda item, special event approval, Armada Lions Club Santa Day. Are there any public comments? Any public comments? Hearing none. Michelle?
Okay, Santa Day is when Santa flies in and the kids go and greet him with their hay wagons. I understand the Lions have got their date set with Santa Claus, so what day they can come in is on December 22nd.
Resolve to approve the application of the Armada Lions Club for a special event permit on December 22nd, 2012 for the annual Santa Day.
Motion by Mr. Wallach. Is there a second?
Support.
Support by Mr. Clark. Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion carried. Next agenda item, special event approval for the Armada Lions Club White Cane Four Corner Fundraiser. Are there any public comments? Any public comments? Michelle?
This one is the one in 2013. It's in April 26th, 27th, and 28th. I just want to note that, we're going through each of these individually. My hope is next year when they give me all of them at once, and we just put them through under consent. I just want you guys to know, but this is for their annual White Cane Four Corner fundraiser, so.
I move to approve the application for the Armada Lions Club for a special event permit on April 26th, 27th, 28th, 2013 for a four-corner fundraiser.
Motion by Mr. Conan. Is there a second?
Support.
Support by Mr. Ballard. Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion carried. Next agenda item is the check acceptance policy. Are there any public comments? Any public comments? Hearing none. Treasurer Adair, this is your agenda item.
This is an amendment to our existing check cashing policy that we have. It was brought to light a little bit in lieu of the foreclosures that we have right now, the people vacating homes, they're leaving, and sometimes, like for a final water bill, they'll come in and they pay it. We have had an issue with one that did not clear the bank. Fortunately, we did have a means of getting a hold of that person through someone else. But someone could potentially move away, and by the time we get notice from the bank that there's been a non-sufficient draw put on a bank, we may not know where they're going because a lot of people that are leaving aren't coming in and giving you forwarding addresses. So this is a means of limiting the liability and the risk to the village of uncollectible debts.
Do you want to read what the change says?
Very good.
Oh, yeah.
Right. It'll be in addition to the paragraph regarding acceptance of checks. And it will say, furthermore, in the interest of limiting exposure or risk of uncollectible debts to the village, all final payments for water bills will be required to be in cash or certified funds. And we have prepared with that 2 motions to either accept or reject that proposal.
And somebody locally here can just go to a bank and get a certified check, correct? So
Or
it's not
cash.
like, it's
Money
not
order.
reasonable, they might have
A
to pay a
money
little
order.
bit.
Right. Right.
I'll make a motion to accept amendment number 3 to the Village of Armada check cashing policy that states, furthermore, in the interest of limiting exposure or risk of uncollectible debts to the village, all final payments or water bills will be required to be in cash or certified funds.
Motion by Mr. Stewart, is there a second?
Support.
Oh, who wants it? Mr. Ballard? Any other discussion?
I just want to clarify, Joe, I'm sorry I didn't use this before. Does this mean even for banks that are paying the last final payments, or like?
The banks usually send certified.
Okay, I mean, I'm just saying that's not
If
gonna,
the
that's
draft
not
is coming
gonna,
directly from a bank, it's certified.
okay.
Joe, I read the motion off the other thing. Am I supposed to read it off the agenda item?
No,
No,
if you read
that's
it off
fine.
the-
right one?
If she
Yeah,
read
you
the
read
right
the
one.
right one.
Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion carried. Next agenda item, bids received for DPW van, approval of sale to highest bidder. Are there any public comments? Any public comments? Village clerk, this is your agenda item?
Kind of Ed's, but he's not here.
I took the slide.
Ed had put the van up for sale. We had a few phone calls, very few bids. We received 2 bids. We opened them on November 1st, I believe, because they had till October 31st to send them in. And the best bid, well, the first bid we got was for $725. The second bid we got was for $1,500. So it's our recommendation, or Ed's recommendation, that we take the bid for $1,500. So.
I would accept the offer of $1,500 from Chad Nickel for the Ford F-350 van, and authorize the president and clerk to sign all documents required in conjunction with the sale.
Motion by Mr. Wolock, is there a second?
Support.
Support by Mr. Clark. Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion carried. Next agenda item is pay application for Spencer Street. Are there any public comments? Any public comments? Hearing none, Street Administrator Ballard, this is your agenda item.
Well, we got the job done, it's time to pay them. So, I'll resolve to pay JP Contracting $17,048.39 for the final pay application closing out the Spencer Street project.
Motion by Mr. Ballard. Is there a second?
Support.
Support by Mr. Clark. Any other discussion? Mark, you just want to state for the record how much under budget this one was?
And we were,
You said that
Well,
13,000?
no, 1,300.
Oh, okay.
1,300 and some change.
So approximately
Perfect.
1,300.
Yeah.
Great. Good job. Any other discussion? Do we believe we have to take a roll
Yep.
call?
Ballard,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Wolock,
No.
Audie,
Yes.
Conan,
Yes.
Sturritt,
Yes.
Cooper.
Yes. Motion passes.
I'd like to state a reason myself for
Please.
this, because I'm not happy with the gravel that was put on the side of the road. To me, it looks cheap, and you know, vehicles run over it, they sink into it. Probably if anything is done again in the next, you know, construction, they use better packing dirt or gravel in other words, and it looks terrible. And there's one piece of property where they had a black fence, or what do you call it, for stuff to go by, and there's a ridge there, they never filled it in, you know, and it's, you know, a long ways. And there's other things that I saw about it pertaining to this gravel bit especially. And it's just horrible. And so I think we'll, you know, look at this next time a lot closer.
I agree.
I talked to Mr. Ballard about this before, so it's a horrible mess.
Yeah, I do agree too, that it is kind of a sloppy, mushy medium that's alongside the road. It's not compacting or
Basically
something.
what it was road gravel that was put in there, all right? And that isn't what you dress the side with. I missed it in the specifications, that's my fault. Any other time we do a road out there, I'd like to see that we put double A limestone, crushed double A limestone on there, and they'll come back, and, you know, I'm gonna make that a point of record at a meeting before we do the road project.
Do we have limestone in any depth of roads, water? Where do we have that?
No, down on Main Street, we've got it, they use that for filling in holes.
I meant,
South,
on a new
Yeah,
road
South
project, we didn't do that in the,
we did it on South Fulton, Dave, right in front of you also.
yeah, I didn't think we did it on the.
Full Lake?
I just
No, we
have
didn't.
gravel in front of my
No,
house.
you've actually got
A
crushed
compacting.
limestone, compacting limestone in there.
Well, it sure is got a lot of brown dirt mixed with it.
Yeah, but it don't sink.
No, I'm not saying it's sinking,
No,
but
and
it
that's what sounds.
looks like gravel to me, I'm sorry.
Any other discussion? Okay, thank you, good job. Next agenda item is a special event approval for St. Mary Mystical Rose Parish Holiday 5K Run and Walk. Are there any public comments? Any public comments? Hearing none, village clerk, this is your agenda.
I'll make fun of it. Just leave it alone. Anyways, last year St. Mary's, oh, and I spelled Rose wrong, didn't I?
Yeah, that's a hard word.
Yeah, it's my daughter's middle name, you would think I know how to spell it. Anyways, last year, St. Mary's coincided a holiday 5K run walk with holidays. This is just, again, they're doing it. This only comes up, now the way she explained it to me was it just cuts through the sub from the trail. So if the map is a little off, I apologize for that. And it just comes up, for the most part, comes up Madison, comes over onto Main to the St. Mary's parking lot. They take off from St. Mary's, go down Ridge Road to Omo, to the trail, and then back up. So, and it's the same thing they did last year. Nothing's changed.
They must come in on Liberty.
Liberty, did I put
Liberty.
the, all right.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
there's nothing from the
Nothing
trail
on
on the
the road.
Madison.
There's a little walking path from the trail to Liberty around the pond.
They have retention basin over
Yeah.
there.
Great. Oh, yeah.
That's right.
So
Okay.
the point of that is that they're not crossing any roads.
No, they're not
All
crossing.
two
No,
things
they're-
they cross are
no.
dead ends, just run home on the other side.
No, they're not,
you
they're
know.
not crossing any roads, it's my understanding, they're just running along the side and coming up.
I move to approve the application from St. Mary Mystical Rose Parish for a special event permit on December 1st, 2012 for a 5K run/walk.
Motion by Mr. Conan, is there a second? Was it you, Mr. Audi?
Yep.
Okay, any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion carried. Next agenda item is to approve the minutes of the regular council meeting of October 22nd, 2012. Are there any public comments? Any public comments? Mr. Sturritt?
Yeah, just, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Page 3, item D. I voted no on that instead of all A's. I think Sturt should be a no.
If you voted no, it should be a no, Mike. Yep.
Other than that, I didn't see anything else.
Any other comments?
you should vote.
Any other comments? Is there a motion at this time?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes, the RCM minutes of 10/22/12 as amended.
Motion by Mr. Sturritt, is there a second?
Support.
Support by Mr. Ballard. Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion carried. Are there any upcoming agenda items? Any upcoming agenda items? Okay, hearing none. Any outstanding citizen comments? Any citizen comments? Any council comments?
I have one.
Okay.
I'd just like to thank Bonnie Wojcicki for her tireless work in trying to find us a flag for Memorial Park. Our flags were very tattered down there, and they were removed. And she worked tirelessly to try to find me a flag through the AMVETS. Unfortunately, she couldn't find one there that worked. She did give me one that Ed said would not work. She called me to tell me where we could pick one up. Mr. Audi went and picked one up on Saturday so we could have it in place today on Veterans Day. So I'd like to thank her. She went above and beyond what she needed to do.
Tattered is an understatement.
Yeah, tattered
The wind
is-
ripped it to
Tattered
shreds.
was, yes, that storm. I mean, I think it was in trouble before the storm, but the storm really wiped it out,
Yep.
so. But I just wanted to thank her and the AMVETS for all of their work trying to help us.
You know what I'd like to think too? We got several calls on that, and it was nice to hear people call and say, you know, geez, our American flag is really in bad shape up there. Can we get it down and get a new one? And you know, of course, the answer is in the process. But it was nice to know people noticed that and took the time to call to say that, you know, I respect my flag enough to let's get a new one up there. So I think that was a good content.
Mr. Stewart, you have council comment?
Yes. Under the request of trustee Conan, I'd like to tell everybody the dollar store is finally open. They opened today at 10.
Oh.
They do have limited items. I was just in there at 6 o'clock to spend my couple dollars. They're limited yet. They're still getting more items
So they're
every
still
day.
stocking.
So they are open now.
And what's the name of it?
The Dollar
General.
Dollar No,
I don't
it's,
think it's a
it's,
franchise
no, it's
thing.
something else. I don't
Dollar
remember.
District.
I can look it up on Facebook
remember.
real quick, but I don't know off the top of my
But they
head.
do have some Christmas items in already. A lot of other stuff. Different stuff than what the last dollar store had.
I liked everything the last dollar store had.
Well, they had like winter gloves for, I think, $1.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Winter
those
gloves
I'll
for
go
kids
through.
that they lose at
Yes.
school? Perfect.
And the adults that lose them also.
Yeah.
It's good to see another storefront filled.
Yeah.
Yes.
Real quick, on behalf of our council, I'm sure we'd like to bestow our thank you to all the veterans out there too. Today is Veterans Day, and we want to thank you for all your help in keeping our freedoms the way that they are free. So, thank you, ladies and gentlemen that are veterans. Are there any other council comments? Hearing none. Any community events?
The 5K, well, that's, I can announce it after the next one. I was
Yeah,
gonna announce
there it
holidays
is.
and everything, but it's, I'll do it the next one.
Any other community events? Hearing none, we don't have a closed session tonight. The time is now, what is it? 7:30?
29.
7:29.
So moved.
Motion. Motion by Mr. Audi, support by Mr. Wallach. Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion carried. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.